guys, and welcome to your collective reading for this week. Thank you for tuning in. I hope that you are well. My name is Lisa and I am an intuitive channel, and I will be providing you with messages straight from spirit. So the spirit plants that came through for me this week and for you guys this week is grass. And when this first came through to me, I was a little bit, I think the word dumbfounded. I was kind of like, what? Grass? And after a few minutes of sitting with this, I could understand exactly why this was coming through, especially when we look at the messages from the past 2 weeks as well. It makes a lot of sense. So just a little bit of background with the grass. Grass has over 10,000 species, and so it's not just the grass in your garden that I'm talking about, however that is included, and it is abundant to us. We see it and we may take it for granted, and that was literally part of the message. But one thing about grass too is that grass needs very little involvement from humans in order to live and to grow. However, it does need a fertile foundation in order to grow. So this for me was really bringing through the message of self-sustaining and ensuring that you're not relying on outside sources or relying on outside sources to the minimal in order to ensure that you are self-sustaining and maintaining self. I think that this brings a lot of power to make your own choices, and it definitely gives you your power back. But however, to do this, you can't just do this without awareness or knowledge or understanding of what you're doing. The resources around you, it is important to bring your attention to them because it's a learning period. And I love to talk about learning. I'm a Gemini, so learning is always very important to me. So it's very important to learn about the resources around you and become aware of what you may be taking for granted around you. I like how we take grass for granted. Or how I was taking grass for granted. Another thing was about the different uses of grass, and it brought me onto over harvesting of certain resources and then the underuse of other resources that we have on our beautiful earth and all that she provides us with. So this brought me onto the uses of certain grass. So there's something called sweetgrass, which was used by the Native American indigenous tribes, and this was used to bring in positive energy and to surround themselves with positive energy. So this sort of I started to think about white sage. And whilst white sage, we use its wisdom to dispel negative energy, I believe that there is a chance when something has been highly seen or highly talked about in the media and in the spiritual community, it will get overused. And I've noticed this with sort of everything. So just to bring your attention to that, what is it that you could be using a little bit more of? Because we're in the sun in Libra right now, everything is about balance, literally. So I'm going to be talking about this side and that side right now. I understand why that's happening. So what can we use less of and allow that to rejuvenate whilst we use another thing? Also, a big thing that I wanted to talk about when it came to grass. At the start, I was really like, why grass? But then I looked into it a little bit more and remembered that when we cut grass, we have this scent that comes through to us, and this scent is because of something called coumarin, and it's because of the components of coumarin. And when we look at our medicine that we use in order to assist humans, warfarin is a anti-clotting and blood thinner. Warfarin is used to, warfarin was synthesized by coumarin components. So that can show you how something that we take so for granted, something within it can be used for something as profound as warfarin, something that a lot of people are using at this time. So it really shows us that everything that has been created, or that we have created in this world, that we have built upon in this world, came from a natural source, which brings us back to how abundant we truly are and how much this earth really does provide for us. And I think that this message is just to bring your attention back to that, back to the natural resources that we have and the natural resources within us. This message could be conveyed in a number of ways. I'm just talking about it on the external, but internally as well. What resources have we become a little bit, that we've taken for granted within us, and that we could use a little bit more, whilst we allow another part of us to cultivate itself and to regenerate, because the earth is always regenerating, just how we are, and we mirror that. So yeah, that was very important for this message to come through. As well, when it comes to grass, well, the grass message was really about being aware of how to use these tools and these resources around us, because as I said, coumarin can be very useful. The components within coumarin can be very useful. However, if it's overused, it can be very detrimental. And that brings me back to the Cobra message in the first channeled message that I put on YouTube. And if you haven't seen that already, then you can just pop back to that message. It's timeless, so you can go back and there may be a message in there for you, especially if you're new here. The astrology for this week. The sun is still in Libra. So this, the Libra energy for me at the moment has been really pushing this message of support. What is supporting you right now, or looking at your support structures? And it also was asking me to bring attention to areas of your body that are supporting you. So the heart, the lumbar region, the endocrine system, which regulates your hormones. And the kidneys also, ensuring that they're filtrating properly and working efficiently. So yeah, this was something that if you haven't already, it would be something that would be very important to pay attention to at these times. Not to worry or anything like that, but if there are issues in this area, then it would be best to go and get them checked out at this time. Not to bring worry or anything like that. It would just probably be of service to you. And the moon has moved into Virgo. It brings the knowledge of the ancient healers, basically, and these are the natural healers, the earth healers, the shamans that use the earth to heal and understand the energy of the plants and the earth in order to heal us. So this was conducive to my last message from the grass, and how it is something, and how we need to sort of maybe revert back to those ways, or understand why those ways were used. Understanding the information that the ancient healers may have left us. Sorry, I'm really feeling an energy come through right now, so I'm just allowing it to. Venus is in Scorpio right now, so I think I'm just feeling that very sensual water energy. Another message for this week is that there are a couple of planets in Libra at the moment. The Sun, Mars, and Mercury, I believe. And this came through to me as moderation. Doing things in moderation. And, when it came to the grass, one thing I spoke about was over harvesting. But in general, doing things in moderation, not overextending and not underdoing as well. You don't want to overdo, and you don't want to be doing too little, because this makes things go off balance. And What we're trying to do here is bring balance. Well, Libra energy will be striving for that balance, for that harmonious, that harmonious structure. Right now, when you use things in moderation, it's because you're aware of it and you understand it, and that just keeps it, that's just another recycled message from understanding the tools that you're using. And I say recycled, but I just mean it's the same kind of message from the astrology and from the spirit message. But so yeah, using the tools and becoming aware of the tools that you're actually using, not just by what people tell you, but intuitively, how do you feel about the tools that you're using? There's a lot of self-initiated work and trusting self here. A lot of trusting self in order to maintain the balance. Whoa, okay. That wasn't initially what I was going to say, but okay. Okay then, guys, I think I'm finished with that. If there is anything else that will come through, then I will allow that to come through. I think I'm going to go into the spirit message tarot using the Rider-Waite deck. Okay, feeling very calm today. I'm very calm. It's I love it when it rains outside. It's raining outside at the moment, and I do like it when it rains. So what I'm going to ask you to do today, guys, for those who are watching this, I'm going to aim for this to be timeless. So for those who are watching, I want you to think of something that has been causing you imbalances in your structure. Maybe it's work, maybe it's not knowing what to do, maybe it's confusion, I don't know. Relationships, Libra rules relationships as well, being the ruler of the 7th house. So I want you to think about that. Keep it in your mind, and I'm going to pull. Okay. I'm going to pull from the oracle cards first. I'm going to pull from this deck first and offer you a spirit message. Children kept coming up last week. Inner child. The imbalance between the psyche and the inner child. Okay, I was just hearing something there about the inner child. Is there anything else that needs to come out of this message for this week for those who are watching, please, Spirit? Anything else from the deck? Anything else? Divine timing and children. I'll show you the cards. Don't know if you can see that there. Divine timing and children. Well, when a child is born, it's divine timing. You understand divine timing. Venus, okay. Whoa, okay. I'm getting a message about Venus. I knew Venus would come up. Venus and its beauty. I know that Venus is about mother, and there's like a nursing energy here as well. Okay, so Venus is about harmonious balance. It is the ruler of Libra and Taurus. So it's about harmonious balance as well. And I think the Venus star, honestly, I don't know too much about this, but what's coming to me right now is about the Venus star that we see. When we see Venus in the evening sky or the morning sky, I think it's just before sunset or just after or just before sunrise. And these times are the times when you really see beauty. Wow, okay, and we see the balance and everything's in perfect order. I think this is bringing a message of I'm hearing playtime. It's playtime. Playtime, divine timing. I'm going to look into the tarot for this as well. You need to allow the inner child to play. Maybe have more creative outlets, and allow things to happen in their own time. Take things slow or as fast as they need to go. Usually it's take it slow. And when you're playing, you're not thinking about how fast time's going. Or how slow time is. You're just like, oh my God, I'm playing, I'm having fun. And that's a brilliant, that's the medicine of babies and children. They teach us to get back into that state of harmonious flow. That's the word, harmonious flow. To get you back into harmonious flow. You need to play. You need to tune into that creative aspect of yourself. The resources that you may take for granted, not advantage of. I don't know if that was the right thing. Maybe other people take advantage of it, and maybe you ain't aware of how beautiful these resources or these tools that you have within you are. I think I'm speaking to somebody who has a very... I feel like I'm speaking to someone who's suppressing that aspect of themselves and needs to let it out and let it flow and see it as playtime. Don't see it as work or see it as, oh, I have to do this. It's like, I want to do this. I want to just let this flow out. It could be singing, could be writing, could be poetry. It could be work and bringing more of that play into your work. A way to do this, and this is from my own experience, for me, as I said, I'm a Gemini, so I don't know if I did say that actually. I'm a Gemini, so I really enjoy learning new things and making sure I'm learning something within everything I'm doing. I can't just do a repetitive task. And if I do a repetitive task, I have to sort of sing a song in my head or do something else that's quite fun as well in order for me to complete this task. And that may be a message for you there. You may have to listen to some music, some sounds in order for you to complete the harder tasks, in order to bring that balance. Or to do the things that, the things that you don't really want to do, them chores, it's coming back to that. It keeps coming back to that. Okay, we're creating balance here. Okay. So I'm just going to go into this a little bit more, Spirit. I'm just going to ask for a little bit more on this. For the people who are watching, give me a little bit more on this situation. Self-sustaining. You self-sustaining. Oh, sorry. Okay. Let me get a little bit more. 9 of Pentacles is all about like individual success. Getting your own. Okay. I think this is about business as well. Accumulating your own. 10 of Pentacles. Financial fulfillment. A lot of Pentacles here. Earth energy. Oh, and also tell me, as I say that, this card won't leave me alone. I'm going to talk about this card. But maybe not today. It's all about balance. Libra, balance. Everything is about balance and harmonious relationships right now. And if you're not in that right now, you're going to feel it. Because Libra is going to be encouraging you to bring that harmonious nature into your life. But as I was saying about tending to your own garden, look what come out. This is the 7 of Pentacles, and this card is completely about tending to your garden, tending to your own business. And this person can feel a little bit like, oh, what is really coming of it though? Like, do I really want to carry this on? I'm quite tired. And this is because you need more play. That's because you need more playtime. Everything's probably been a bit serious. Everything's been a bit too like, I've got to do this for the, you know, for the greater good, or I've got to do this for this, I've got to do this for my family. And this is really about your individual needs and wants. What do you want to do? Again, individuality. I'm just going to take a second to look at these cards a little bit further. 9, 10, and 7. So that something is definitely coming to completion. Maybe this way of doing the work is coming to completion. Maybe changing the way you're doing this work structure. Work keeps coming up. Why is work coming up? Okay. What I'm seeing here, and this could be very specific to someone, is someone who's built up. You could have already built up your own source of income. Or you could have built up your own world, in a sense, your own physical world. This could be a house also. Or your own garden, literally a garden. Or you could be urged to. So if you have been thinking about starting your own garden, starting gardening, or starting something like this, I would definitely say go for that in this week. But you're not being rushed. It's just a little nudge to do that. To definitely do that, because looking at these cards, this looks like someone who has been tending to their garden, but they're feeling a bit like, what am I doing this for? And when you feel like, what am I doing this for? You need to go back to your intentions, most definitely. What did you originally start this out for? And it probably wasn't to, even if it was to get rich, that comes from something. And you need to understand that a bit more in order to continue this. Allowing things to flow in divine timing. This is reminding me of getting something and feeling like, is this it? And a lot of us, sometimes we don't want to admit that to ourselves. I feel like crying, hold on. And sometimes we don't want to admit that to ourselves. We've built all this world. We've built our own world sometimes. Or we want to build this world. I'm thinking this is someone who's already built it. You've built this world and you could be feeling a bit tired. And you probably just need a bit more rest. But you've built this whole, you need support. You may need some support. And that is asking your friends and family just for that emotional support. Maybe you need them to, and this isn't about validation, it's just more encouragement. Sometimes you need, when your friends and your family remind you of how well you've been doing, you can't always see it yourself sometimes. And then you speak to someone, they're like, what? Do you see where you was then and where you are now? Like, that can be very motivating for a lot of us to keep going when we've started on the path. But with this is definitely someone who, well, not definitely, this one timeline that I'm seeing is someone who built up this career, this business, this home, whichever one, and built up a family as well, because 10 of Pentacles can also be about that. And now you've got to keep it. That's the main thing, maintaining it after you've built it. And that can make you feel like, oh God, I've just done all this work to grow this, to build this, and maintaining this now is hard. So maybe Spirit is giving you a little bit of nudge to get some extra support. It may be funding as well. I don't know why I just got funding. You may need a bit of extra funding because you could be pushing yourself quite a lot. Because one thing that comes with building your own empire, I know that that's more the Emperor, but I always see this man as the Emperor. When it comes to building your own empire, oh, I lost that message. Okay, it will come back if I need it. Oh yes, one thing that comes with building your own empire is maintaining it, and you don't want to lose it once you've built it. That's a strong. The ego doesn't want to lose what it's built and what it's worked so hard and really invested into. You may be having a strong hold on something that, yeah, in your mind you're having a strong hold on this perfect family, this perfect life, or this perfect empire, and you've really got to let it flow. With divine timing, you have to let it flow. there is definitely more of a need for that Empress energy. I'm not seeing the Empress card, but there's definitely more need for that Empress energy, just allowing that feminine divine flow, allowing things to flow naturally. Because right now you could be a little bit confused about what you're going to do. I think the important thing with this is remember why you started. And that's not to say you have to stay on the same trajectory. You may completely change your mind on what you want to do. But go back to your intentions of why you started. And if you didn't set intentions, then set your intentions of why you're doing this. Because then whenever you feel this again, because you will feel this. This is natural to feel this way when you've built up something and then you're like, oh, is this it? And sometimes it's not materializing how you expected it to. But the universe is giving you a nudge here to go back to your intentions. It's not going the wrong way. It's just that maybe your awareness right now may be a little bit blocked because of how you want it to be rather than how it is. Again, using the resources that you've got. This is all about resources and what you have around you, the abundance that you actually have there. And also maintaining a support system. I'm hearing the support system quite heavily. You may need to speak to people about, or speak to someone who has been there before to understand what they did and what steps they took in order to overcome this. I definitely resonate with this as well deeply. To speak to people who have done it before, because it can give you a new sense of like, okay, I can do this. I can do this. I'm gonna keep going. You don't want to stop midway, and you don't just want to drop everything. I don't think that that's why it's saying here. And if you do, I'm not judging you. That is your call, and this is, listen to your own intuition. The whole point of this is to build your intuition, to build your own self-trust. I know what is best for me, and that's why it's important to go back to your intentions, because that came from a place of what you truly wanted at that time. And sometimes when we're working, we can forget from that time before what we actually wanted, because we get so bogged down in what we're doing. Again, creating more time for play. I'm seeing that this is like a family structure as well. I'm seeing family coming into this quite a lot, with the children card coming out as well. Trying to provide. So you could feel like you are the one that needs to provide for everybody. I'm seeing that in this. Oh, wow. Okay. That's me. I keep getting emotional about that. And you don't. Okay. Let me just take a sip. If you do, you've been called to for a reason, and it's because you're more than capable to do it. It's just you have to tune in. I'm sorry, I'm feeling it. You have to tune into the support that is around you, and not only around you, but support from the earth and from the cosmos. We do have support there. I would say I'm proof of it, but you don't know my story yet to even resonate with that, but some of you may. There is definitely support there for you. The fact that you are here, living and breathing, we are being supported by the trees, by every single moment we're being supported. And we just have to become aware of that, a bit more aware of that. You don't have to do everything. You don't. Some things you do have to just let it flow and surrender. This is a deep message, because okay. Oh God. Let me calm down. gonna see if there's anything else that I can see in this. Because I'm getting emotional, I really want to run away. But I'm not going to. I'm going to stay here and deliver this message to you. Yeah, you ain't gotta do everything. And even if you feel like you have to be that one to step out and be the leader, and whatever it is that, you know, you may have to be the first one to say something, you may have to be the one to build up this courage, or to build up an empire, or to build enough money for something, or to provide, or to do something. Even for yourself, it can feel like a lot, like I have to do all this for myself. Like maybe if you suffer with, you know, mental health or issues around your health, and you're like, gosh, I have to do all of this. No, try and look for the support that is out there, and look at alternative ways as well. I don't know why I'm hearing that. Look for alternative ways too for support. Don't just look at one way. The earth truly holds us, and well, of course she does. She's our home. The sun brings us life every day. The moon brings us light every night. I think, whilst I want to carry on, because I can feel that this message is very, very deep. I have gone on for so long. I think I'm going to end it here. But guys, girls, guys, people, aliens, anybody who's watching this, you are supported. You're divinely supported. It's just seeing it. Sometimes we're not aware of it when we feel like everything is on our shoulders. But you are. There isn't. I probably would define God a little bit differently, but God gives its hardest battles to its strongest soldiers, to his strongest soldiers. And I definitely feel that if your spirit guides didn't think that you was capable, they wouldn't have put you onto this lesson. Not yet. They know you can transmute it. They know you can do this. They're breathing energy into you, and you just have to probably look for those moments. Oh, wrong word. Not look for those moments. Become aware of those moments. Don't look for them. Become aware of those Venus-like moments. When I was talking about the Venus star, become aware of those moments, and remember that everything is in divine order. Because, you know, sometimes when things feel a bit harder, a bit heavier, we can feel like, God, it's off balance, everything's wrong. No, it's all in divine order. It's how we use it. Okay. Thank you so much for coming in and tuning in today. And I really hope that the messages that I have provided today have served you and will serve you. You can always come back and listen to this reading whenever you want. It's there for you. And yeah, whew. Just seeing if there's anything else. I don't think there's anything more. I just want to say you're doing amazing. You're doing so well. Keep on going. Have some rest if you need to. Take some water if you need to. I do. And you're divinely supported. You're supported by the divine. Literally, just because you are living and breathing, that is proof that you are being supported by the divine right now. That alone. But there's so many other ways to see it. So that's the end of your message for this week. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. Please follow me on Lisa's Healing Sanctuary if you would like to see more of me and the updates that I provide. Please like, comment and subscribe to my channel if you'd like to hear more of this. Okay then guys, okay, I'm going to end this here. Thank you so much for coming in, and honestly your support means so much to me. The energetic exchange, I can feel it. Thank you so much guys. Okay then, sending you love. Bye bye.